Hello everyone, thanks for joining today. I'm Amanda, and today as we get ready to practice on our mats or wherever you are in your home or space, I would like to encourage you to or invite you to join me in thinking about filling your day with big blessings. So instead of thinking that maybe there's not enough time or there's not enough resources, think about everything you need being there. You have sufficiency. That being said, I know some days can be really filled with a lot of activity, and those days tend to be the days with bigger blessings. So today's practice will be a little bit shorter, but all the more effective. We'll think about what we do. We'll stay present as we breathe and move with our bodies. So let's begin today. You can grab blocks if you'd like to use them. If you don't have blocks, even just using a water bottle for height can be helpful. But listen to your body no matter what, and respect yourself and where you're at. Every day is different. Let's begin at the front of our mats, standing in Tadasana. And I'm going to stand facing you just so you can see me a little bit better. But feet will come about hips distance apart so that your heels are pretty close to under your hips. And let's set up our foundation, setting up a strong, grounded foundation. So lift your toes and feel the four corners of your feet, being the balls of your feet and your heel, just pressing into the earth slightly. You may notice that when you lift your toes and pull them up towards you, you can feel your heels pressing into the earth. And try to find equal balance between the front and the back of the foot. And now standing here in Tadasana, somewhat balancing, let's breathe. Take a nice big inhale, sending it to the low belly. And you can even place your hands on your low belly if you'd like. Inhaling and exhaling. Now let's inhale through the nose and keep the mouth closed on the exhale, keeping that heat within that we're generating. Feel free to close your eyes for an extra balance challenge. Keep breathing here and just notice if your breath has changed at all. And notice how you feel. Do you feel a little bit more settled? One more nice breath in through the nose. And out through the nose. And go ahead and flutter your eyes open if you did have them closed. Bringing your hands to the sides, keeping the toes lifted. Start to feel the arches lift, the inner and the outer arch of the foot lift. And you'll maybe start to feel the legs tone as the kneecaps pull up. The low belly slightly comes in. The heart is slightly lifted as the shoulders are proud. And your chin should fall slightly tucked, and let your tongue fall flat in your mouth. Take a couple breaths here. This is quite a powerful pose. Feeling the whole body engaged, the arms are free at the sides. Now think about your toes for a moment, and you could go down and take a peek, look down and take a peek if you'd like, and stretch that pinky toe really, really far out, and then try to touch the pinky toe down, then toe number 4, toe number 3, toe number 2, and then your big toe. Now that your toes are on the ground, are you still balanced on the four corners of your feet? Find what you need to do to adjust to be balanced. And now inhale, and as you exhale, shift your weight over to the right, noticing that the right side is supporting the body. Inhale through center, And exhale over to the other side. Inhale through center and over to the right. Just tick-tocking side to side, moving with your breath. We're going to do that one more time, going side to side. Inhale through center. Exhale to the other side. And now inhale back to center. Let's go front and back. So inhale, and you can lift your toes here if you'd like to make sure you're staying on the balls of your feet. Lean forward. Exhale, back through center. Take a breath. Inhale. And now exhale, lean back so your weight is supported by the heels. Being sure not to go too far. You'll feel the quads engage a bit more. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, in center. Let's take an inhale again. And exhale, coming forward onto the balls of those feet. Don't let the heels pop up. Still keep them slightly touching the earth. And inhale, back through center. Take an inhale and exhale here. Now inhale and exhale. Going back, feeling the toes lift slightly. And now let's make it fluid. Inhale forward. Exhale, moving through center all the way to the heels. One more time. Inhale forward. Exhale right through center, coming back to the weight in the heels. And then back to center. And just kind of give your body a shake. Now that we've activated our balance, you should be at the front of your mat. I'm just going to move to the front of my mat now. Inhale, lift the arms up. We're going to warm up our legs, our hamstrings. Exhale, swan dive down into Uttanasana, forward bend. And your hands can come to the earth. You can use blocks or a water bottle here. And in Uttanasana, you really want to have a straight spine. So the tail is lifting up and back, and the neck is an extension of the spine. Let's halfway lift, hands come to shins, and press your hands into your shins, shoulders down the back. Inhale and exhale, fold. You can bend the knees a little bit as we are warming up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. This time, reverse swan dive. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands through heart center, going right back down. Fingertips to the floor, or you can have them to blocks if you like. And placing your fingertips just above, just in front of your feet. Take an inhale and bring your left foot behind your right foot so that the edges of your feet are touching. So it's edge of foot to edge of foot. And stay strong in the shoulders. You can be active in the hands by pressing the fingertips into the earth or pressing the hands into the earth if you have that flexibility. Inhale, and as you exhale, press into your left foot. For those of you who have tight IT bands, this pose will let you know. Be sure to ride that edge and not strain. Having no pain here, just trying to breathe into any tightness and release it. And go ahead and place your left foot back where it was, and then inhale, bringing the right foot behind and to the edge of the left foot. So edge of foot to edge of foot. Inhale, pressing those fingers into the earth, into halfway lift position. And exhale, see if you can relax into the IT band area as you press the right foot into the earth. You might have a slight bend in your right knee, and that's cool. Let's be sure not to hyperextend the knees at all throughout our practice. One more juicy breath, sending love to any tightness, trying to just relax. Inhale, bring that foot back under the hips. And inhale, hands to shin, halfway lift, extending long through the spine. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, wide arms. Inhale, all the way up, reverse swan dive. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a breath. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, sweep the arms down, planting the hands by the feet. Step back into plank. And you have options here. So you can be in plank, or knees can come down. You can be in kneeling plank. Listen to your body. Maybe you do a little bit of both. So if you are in plank, tuck your toes. Heels are working towards the back edge of the mat, and the elbows have a micro bend in them. I now have hyperextended elbows because early in my practice, never did that. So try to maintain that bend in the elbows, and then the neck is long, so your gaze is kind of towards the front edge of your mat. And let's have a little fun here. So you can be on your knees, and that's totally fine, or let's begin to just do some knee drops. So just almost like running the knees. Left, right, left, right. Breathe here. Focus on the long spine, the long neck. We've got a couple more to go, so stay with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Everybody come to your knees. Sit back in Padottanasana just for a little rest here. Find your breath. One more deep breath. And on your exhale, come back into that either kneeling plank or full plank. And then we're going to do a couple, we're going to move into side plank. So placing your right hand towards the center of the mat and rotating on the edges of the feet, we're going to open up to side plank. If you'd like a modification, you can lower that bottom knee down, or if you'd like a little bit more advanced, you can always attempt this with the leg lifted. But we're going to get into some hip dips. So 5 on each side, nice and controlled. 5, 4, and if you're feeling this in the shoulder, please be sure that your arm is a little bit past your shoulder so that you're not locking into that joint. And I think we have one more. I may have lost count. There we go. Up. Bring the top arm down. Let's go to the other side, placing the left hand down. And you have that modification of lowering the knee or raising the top leg from side plank. And this is what I'm talking about here. There's a slight angle rather than being directly under my shoulder. I don't want to lock it out. So let's take care of that shoulder joint. Inhaling, arm up. And 5, 4. Try to match your breath to the movement. Exhaling as you lift the hip up. And this is the last one. Bring the top hand down. Back into plank. Sit your knees down. And back to Padottanasana one more time for 3. Nice restorative breaths here. Your body should start to feel pumped up a little bit from that. And inhale. Lift your hips and walk your feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, reverse swan dive, coming back to Tadasana, hands at heart center. Step your feet a little bit wider than your hip distance. So we're going to be in a wider leg Tadasana, coming into a wider legged chair. So hands at heart center, toes facing forward, feeling the balance on all 4 corners of the feet. The heart is slightly lifted. The neck is slightly tucked. Take your inhale, and as you exhale, sit your hips back, coming into that wide chair stance. Now hold here. The tailbone is slightly tucked, and we're not excessively sticking the tail out. We're not tucking it. It's just slightly tucked. Breathing here, keeping the heart lifted. And now exhale, bring your hands down to the earth. You're almost in like this little frog-like position. Inhale, and with an exhale, send the hips high. You can bend your knees as much as you need to here. Everybody has different flexibility in their hamstrings, but you may find yourself with really bent knees, and that's okay. But open up those hamstrings. Now engage the core. Sweep the arms wide, back up to Tadasana. Exhale, hands through heart center, finding that wide-legged chair, holding for 3 breaths. Feel the weight a little bit more in the heels here. And exhale, hands to the earth, that little frog-leg position, and then exhale, release. Stay for a breath. Let it go. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, back to that wide-legged chair. Hold here. Make sure your heart is lifted, your tail is slightly tucked, and you can lift your toes if that helps keep you balanced or gives a little challenge. Last breath here. And exhale, wide-legged forward fold, releasing those hamstrings. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, lift the hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands on the earth and step your feet back into plank. Drop your knees and then bring your body down to the earth. We're going to come into a little bit of a locust with a few variations. So we're keeping the shoulders back and down. Pick your legs up just to extend them long with the tops of the feet pressing into the earth. Think of your pinky toes reaching down to touch the earth, and your pelvis is pressing, or your pubic bone is pressing into the earth. Elbows are in and back and down. And then inhale to lift the heart slightly, and exhale, lower down. So that's the lowest, that's the basic starting point. And now walk your hands forward into teepee fingers. And then inhale, lift the heart pressing into those teepee fingers. And exhale, lower down. For this third round, I challenge you to extend your arms like a Y, lifting through the heart. And exhale, lowering down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 1 more time. Stay out of the low back. Lift from the heart. Inhale. And exhale, lower. You can place your hands underneath your shoulders, or if you'd like, your forehead to come to the back of your hands. Either option is cool. Do what feels good to you. And then press your pubic bone into the earth. And with an inhale, lift your legs, stretching those toes back. Stay for a breath. And exhale, lower down. Again, inhale, lift. See how much of your thighs you can get off the floor. Keeping those legs energetically charged towards one another. And exhale, lower down. 1 more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. So we were doing a little bit of prep work to come into bow. So this is my left hand, but take your right hand and bring it back and just grab a hold of your ankle. So option 1 is going to be here with your hand across the front of your body, or you can extend it out in front of you. You choose. But inhale, lift the chest as you press the foot into the hand into the foot, and exhale, lower down. Let's switch sides, so do the opposite one of whatever you just did. Front arm can come in front of you or extend out in front of you. you choose. Keep your gaze down though. Inhale, lift the heart, press your foot into your hand, and keep the knees tracking towards each other. And exhale, lower down. So you can stay with either of those options, or if you'd like to come into boat, go ahead and grab your ankles, thinking of those knees working towards each other. Shoulders are back and down. Gaze is down. Let's inhale. Press the feet into the hands and lift the heart. Maybe your thighs come off the floor. Maybe as you breathe, you notice that your body rocks a little bit, giving those internal organs a beautiful massage. Keeping the chin slightly tucked. One more breath. And exhale, release it down. Take your hands under your shoulders, press back through table, and then to a deserved Padottanasana or child's pose. You can also bring your hands back behind you if that feels nicer. And just take about 3 breaths here. You can massage your forehead into the mat if that feels like a little bit of release from any tension in your forehead. And then rise up. You can walk your way to the front of your mat, coming back to Tadasana. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take your left foot back, right foot forward, and press that back heel down. So the heel is working down towards the back of the mat. With the front leg, you want to make sure that your knee is over your ankle. So that's your alignment. Hips are working towards square. Try to avoid dipping down one way or the other. And roll the shoulders back and down. So we're setting up for Crescent Lunge or Uttanasana. Heart is lifted. Hands come to heart center. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, twist looking over your right shoulder, Inhale and exhale, breathing. Maybe you can come a little lower, caterpillaring that front foot forward if necessary. Stay here and breathe. Inhale, and then with the exhale, straighten that front leg so that you have a little bit of micro bend in the knee. And exhale to tip forward, and then maybe bringing that hand down to the inside of the foot into Padottanasana, Revolve Triangle. So my left hip is working back, and my right hip is working forward. My gaze is up. You can have your gaze down. Feeling a nice hamstring stretch here. Inhale, as you exhale, bend the front foot. Squeeze the thighs together. Inhale, and as you exhale, come back to that twist. Bring the back arm down. Inhale, back to Uttanasana. Inhale, and as you exhale, bring the hands behind you, and then to heart center. Take a breath. Feel the energy flowing through your body. And we've got to do the other side. So inhale, step back with the right foot, left foot is in front, and press that right heel back down towards the earth. Heart is lifted, low belly's engaged. That front knee should be tracking over the front heel. Inhale, arms come up. Let's take a couple breaths here. In through the nose and out through the nose, or maybe you want to channel that ujjayi, that ocean sounding breath. And inhale to prepare. Exhale, turn from your belly first as you open up. And think of your spine almost like a ascending, twisting staircase. And you can look over that back hand and stay for a breath or two. Now inhale, straighten that front leg. And as you exhale, come forward. And the hand can come on the inside or the outside of the front foot. And then revolve, opening up that top rib cage, twisting from the belly first, then the ribs, then the heart, then maybe the arm comes up. And see where your gaze is at. My left hip is pulling back, right hip is pulling forward. I can feel energy between both legs. It's okay if that back heel is slightly popped up, depending on how tight your ankles are. Really feel the extension through the spine here. Inhale, exhale, bend that knee, engage the legs together, coming up to that twist. With your exhale, bring the back arm forward, coming into Anjaneyasana one more time. Inhale. And as you exhale, windmill the arms back, step forward, hands to heart center. Feel that energy that you have invited into your body. Twisting is so good for flushing out the old and bringing in the new. Breathe. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Maybe a little bend to the knees. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Hands to heart center. Take your left foot, step it back. We're coming into warrior two. So you can take the back toes and have them face towards the long edge of the mat. And again, your front knee wants to stay a little bit behind or over the front ankle. Inhale, open up your arms into Virabhadrasana 2. Stay here for a moment as you feel your foundation strong. It's almost as if you're trying to tear your mat apart by pressing both feet into the earth. Inhale. With an exhale, bring your arms behind your head and press your head into your hands and lift your elbows. Still engaging the legs, still engaging the core. Feel that stretch. Inhale, and with an exhale, reverse your warrior, keeping the bent elbows. One more breath. Inhale back to center. Exhale, warrior, two arms. Inhale. With an exhale, turn both toes towards the long edge of the mat. Now this is fun. We're just going to do the other side by switching what direction of your mat you're facing. So now take your left foot and turn that towards the back of your mat, and your right foot's already in position for warrior two. Staying here for a breath. As you settle in, you may find you can go deeper. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring those hands behind the back of the head. Inhale, lifting. This feels great in my upper back. It's a nice release. I can also feel it in my triceps. I hope you're getting the same juicy feeling. Inhale, and as you exhale, let's reverse that warrior. Finding your edge. One more breath. Inhale, back up. Warrior two, arms. Stay for a breath. Inhale, turn both the toes towards the long edge of the mat, getting ready to come into Prasarita, Padottanasana, forward bend. Inhale, arms come up, maybe gaze comes up. Exhale, swan dive, micro bend to the knees, long spine. And let the head come towards the earth. You can place a block here if you need to, or bend your knees as much as you need to. Just be sure not to lock out the joints. I'm pressing firmly into my feet, feeling my arches lift. And now, if you can, grab the edges, grab your ankles, and see if you can bring the crown of your head towards the earth. And feel the resistance of grabbing your ankles, maybe just letting the neck go and finding some traction there. If it feels better to you, you can also reach through, pressing your hands into the earth. Walk your hands forward and inhale to a halfway lift. And exhale, fold, maybe bringing the elbows towards the earth. If it's in your practice, you could always add a headstand here. You can reach through, grab those ankles, whatever feels good to you today. Honor your body, honor your practice, and every day is different. But each day is filled with these big blessings, right? So inhale, walk the hands forward again to halfway lift. And exhale, fold, bend your knees, and then bring a swan dive back up to a wide-legged Tadasana. Turn your right toes towards the front of your mat, windmill your back arm behind you, and step to the front of your mat into Tadasana. Inhale, reach up, exhale, forward, bend. Step back into downward facing dog. Can you believe this is the first dog that we've done? It's amazing. So pressing the hands into your mat, really pressing away. Your triceps will naturally kind of rotate out and back with the biceps coming forward as you press into that L shape of the pointer finger and the thumb. Breathe. If it feels good, find some movement. You can walk your heels. You can lift and lower them. Just breathe and enjoy this dog here. Pressing into the hands, elongating the spine. 3 more breaths. Now go ahead and inhale, lifting the right leg high. Listen carefully. Using your balance and your strength, walk your hands back, keeping the leg lifted into a standing splits or standing L. Maybe your leg's down here. That's cool. Listen to your body. Keeping that leg lifted, I have some options for you. You can keep your hands on the earth, or, this is always fun, see where I'm at today, you can bring one hand or 2 hands to your ankle and work on your balance. Staying here for 3 breaths. And it's okay to wobble. And then bring your hands back in front of you, and we're going right back where we were, right into that 3-legged dog. So walk your hands back into that dog with the right leg lifted, and then exhale, lower down. And you can walk it out. Congratulations on just trying that one, especially if it was your first time doing one like that. And now inhale, lift that left leg high, and notice if it feels any different. Begin to walk the hands back, and keeping your drishti or your focal point. Maybe you leave your hands planted or on a block, or maybe you play around with taking one hand to your ankle or 2 hands for 3 breaths. Try to keep that back leg lifted. I just caught myself trying to lower mine. And let's walk the hands back out into our 3-legged dog. And exhale, bring the leg down. Revisit your dog just for a breath. And you can walk, step, or give a little hop to the front of your mat, landing lightly. Inhale for a halfway lift. Hands can come to shins. Exhale, fold, reverse swan dive. Inhale up, exhale, hands to heart center. Catch your breath. Feels so good to feel the heart beating inside the body. What a blessing. What a blessing in your breath, in your heartbeat, in your movement. One more breath. your feet a little bit wider. And then we're going to come down. The toes can come out slightly, just into a little malasana, a little yogi-like squat. So your elbows come tucked to the inside of your knees, and press your knees into your elbows. Find that resistance. Lift long through the crown. Staying for 2 more breaths. Now place your hands in front of you and then let your hips fall back using your core for balance, and then let your bum come down as we come into boat. You can bring your hands in front of you, releasing your pointer finger and your thumb, lifting the heart up, staying here for 2 more breaths. And now, as an option, bring your hands behind your hips, slightly under your shoulders. We're going to inhale and exhale, lengthen out. Inhale and exhale. You can also do this with your arms extended. In my experience, I tend to see a lot of form that's inaccurate, so let's use the hands for support if you're not fully confident in that. So inhale and exhale. Exhale in the lower, inhale up. 5 of these. At your own pace, using your own breath. 3, 2, and 1. Now lower your body down, hug your knees in, and just rock side to side. This is Uttanasana. Inhale, lift the heart, chin to knees. And exhale, lower down. 1 more time. Inhale, lift the heart to meet the knees. And exhale, lower down. You can extend your right leg long along the floor, heel touching the floor. And now inhale, bring the chest hugging in your left knee. And exhale, lower down. Let's switch feet, so bring in the right knee, exhale with the long left leg on the floor. Inhale, lifting the shoulders, squeezing the knee in, and exhale, lower down. Lift both legs up nice and tall. Drop your tailbone down to the earth. Feel the neck and spine long. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. And exhale, bring your arms alongside your body. Bring your feet to the earth. Inhale, your left leg high. Cross it over the right. And exhale, just nice little spinal twist. Your arms can come to T. Just try to keep your shoulders on the earth. If they're popping up, you can lower your arms down, or just don't go so far in your twist. Letting gravity do the work here. Inhale, bring the knees back to center. Lift the legs up, flexing the toes, pulling the toes towards you, pressing the heels up, tailbone down. Bring the feet to the floor again. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right leg comes over the left. And go ahead and find your twist. Again, watch that shoulder. If it pops up, you can lower your arm down, or just don't drop the legs down as far. If you have a block, you could always place one between your knee and the earth. And maybe your gaze comes over your opposite shoulder. Inhale, knees back to center. And then let's come into Padottanasana, butterfly pose. So pressing the soles of the feet in towards each other to engage the inner thigh slightly, staying out of the joint. Hands can come to the sides in this reclined pose of Padottanasana. Now just try to relax, releasing any tension. If there's any tightness, you can always place blocks underneath your legs, between your knees and the floor. And with your next breath, extend your legs out, preparing for Shavasana. But first we're going to do a total body stretch. And this is a shout out to Jill, who's an amazing instructor at RAC. We're going to do a total body stretch, but instead of inhaling and extending the body the most, we're going to exhale when we extend the body the most. So inhale, and as you exhale, lengthen the body out. And then inhale, exhale, let it go. Bring your hands to your sides. The shoulders are back and down. And settle into your Shavasana before you continue on with the rest of your day that's filled with big blessings. So inhale nice and deep into the belly. And exhale, audible release. 2 more times. Feel the body settle. Release the forehead, the shoulders. The feet have nothing to support. Let them go. Feel the legs open and relax. Hips release. Soften your belly and feel your breath flowing in and out. Feel the space between your shoulders and your ears soften as your neck relaxes down into the earth. Soften anywhere where you may be released, where you may be holding any tension. The mind wanders, bring it back to the breath. You're welcome to stay here in Shavasana for as long as your time permits you to. If you're not going to stay in Shavasana, you can begin to wiggle those fingers and toes and draw some circles with the ankles and the wrists a few times, and then reversing to balance it out. Another total body stretch may feel really nice here. And you can roll over to your side to come up, or you can place your hands behind your legs and just massage your spine, rocking up into a seated position. And find your seat. Spine is straight. Feel free to bring your palms up, pointer and thumb connected, closing in your energy. Taking one last big breath. Breathing in big blessings. And exhaling, remember to being a blessing to others. Hands can come to heart center. Thank you so much for joining me today. I send you big blessings. Until next time, namaste.